Welcome, welcome, welcome to another edition of the Notary Podcast with Daniel C. Lewis. Today we have a very special guest speaker, Jen Neitzel, from creator, let's see, make sure I'm getting this right, creator of opportunities. She's a great speaker, been speaking all over the country. Can't wait to dive in. Let's go right to Jen Neitzel, creator of opportunities.
Thanks for taking the time out of your evening to come and hang out with us for a little bit. And I'm going to be talking to you about something I am really passionate about, and that is living trust presentation. So you see on the screen here, these are my business partners, and you may recognize Bill Soroka, the notary coach, and you might recognize the GOAT herself, Laura Bewer with Coach Me Laura. They have been just like Daniel, they've been stalwarts in the notary community for many, many, many years. And I just feel lucky as the new kid on the block to have an opportunity to work with them every single day. So let me tell you a little bit about myself and why I'm here. I co-created with Bill and Laura a notary community called Notary Business Builder. You might have heard of it. Notary Business Builder is a one-stop shop for everything that you need to run your notary business, from accounting software called Notary Assist. I'm sure you guys might have heard of that, to, excuse me, to calls about your mindset, success planning, marketing, all the things that an entrepreneur, a notary entrepreneur would need to run a successful business all in one place. I lead our Building Authentic Relationships training because our experience in business, Laura, Bill, and myself, has told us there are two ways, and two ways only, to build a successful business. And that doesn't mean just notary. If you're opening a bakery or a restaurant or a shoe store or a jewelry store, there's two ways to create a successful business. And that's through the relationships you build and through your online presence. I am also the founder of marketingfornotaries.com. It used to be called signingagentmarketing.com. And since we've had this issue with mortgage interest rates over the last few years, I, like everybody else, had to pivot. And because I have also realized that the framework I teach at marketingfornotaries.com will work for any specialty under the marketing umbrella. In fact, again, it'll work for any kind of business because it's just based in good old-fashioned sales techniques that have been around for generations because they work. I am also the co-founder along with Bill and Laura, of the Certified Notary Trust Delivery Agent Program. Try and say that 3 times fast. You will definitely get tongue-tied. If you hear me say today CNTDA, that's what I'm referring to. And I just want to say right at the top of the call, this is not a big sales pitch for you guys. I want to really explain the opportunity that exists and why living trust presentations as a notary are important now and why they deserve your attention now. I'm going to explain because I know a lot of you probably have experience as loan signing agents. So I'm going to explain the similarities and the differences with loan signing appointments when you're facilitating a trust signing, so that you can see how all of that training does not need to go to waste. You can apply what you learned there here to become a CNTDA. I'm going to explain why these appointments are lucrative and how we package them together, where you can find clients. So you will be able to hang up from this call today and know how to get clients in the estate planning world. I'm also going to teach you a little bit about how to stand out and deepify those attorney relationships. I am going to make a quick offer about the program. I'm not a big salesperson, guys, so it's just going to be a quick offer. And at the very end, you are going to get a huge free, it's my favorite number, free, your training bundle that is going to teach you everything you need to know about bundling trust delivery signings for your notary business. All right, so let's get into this. Why are we talking about trust? You may or may not have one yourself. You may or may not know what a trust is. Trusts help families gain peace of mind. A trust is a package of documents that directs what happens with your estate after you pass away. Now, estate sounds like I'm talking about, the one percenters out there. And I think a lot of people over time have thought that trusts were specifically for people with lots of money. That's not true anymore. We're going to learn why here in just a moment. Um, these appointments allow you to help attorneys who are passionate about making an impact in the estate planning world. Most of the attorneys that we've worked with in this program over the last couple of years, because we have been working on this for quite some time, since December of 21, actually, have a story of someone who passed away in their family and left a mess behind, or there was, terrible family arguments. Maybe you've even experienced that. I know, unfortunately, in my family, I have experienced that as well. And so these attorneys are very passionate about helping families be able to grieve without going through the muck and mess of resolved money issues at the end of and property issues at the end of someone's life. I love these appointments too, because we have figured out a direct line to creating really solid relationships with attorneys and law firms. In fact, we have a way to teach you how to go from being just the notary. Anybody ever been referred to as just the notary at a signing table? I hate that. We are going to teach you in this program how to move away from that moniker of being just a notary and really partnering with your estate planning professionals in your area. And then I'm going to talk to you about the money, because I know that's on the top of your mind. What kind of money can I make with this? So I'm going to be real transparent about that with you as well. And the best part about why I love and Bill loves and Laura loves these appointments is because it allows us to earn the same kind of money we were making with loan signings, and we no longer have to be dependent on the rise and fall of interest rates. How great does that sound? Why now? Why now? Well, the interest rates we just mentioned, but even beyond that, has nothing to do with mortgage. It's the timing. We are post-pandemic. We lost with the pandemic over 1 million people in this country. That's a lot of families grieving. That is a lot of trauma for people to go through. And because of that, families are now looking around after being held up in, or hearing horror stories about other families being held up in probate for years, months at a time. They're realizing, hey, if I get myself set up with a trust, it's going to be easier for my family in the event something happens with me. And also, like I said, those mortgage rates, it's real nice not to have to wake up every morning and turn on the news to see if interest rates have fallen or if applications are up, because I am no longer dependent on that industry. And so that makes for great timing for notaries. We're also loving the fact that the numbers are bigger when it comes to estate planning. And what I mean by that is right now, and it depends on where you source your information, there's between 30 million and 180 million Americans that don't have an estate plan. Again, this isn't just for the rich folks out there. This is for anyone that has property or assets that they leave behind. It doesn't have to be over a certain amount. And that also means it's a great time for probate and estate planning attorneys to dive into this specialty. Just like a doctor has a specialty, lawyers, attorneys have specialties. And right now, estate planning is the hottest specialty in the legal field because we're post-pandemic and people are very interested and motivated to get their estate and trusts set up. For the 5,000 new attorneys that enter the industry every year from graduating from law school, So many of them are turning to estate planning because they know it's a hot market and they know that they can do it maybe even from their own home office. Kids nowadays, when they graduate from school, maybe they want to be an attorney, but not all of them want to join the big giant law firm with the big mahogany desk. And, it's not all the firm like the Tom Cruise movie. Some people really just want to get out there and help other families and have the freedom and flexibility to work from home. And we're seeing that trending up month over month over month as new graduates leave law school. And what does that mean for notaries like you? All these numbers I just talked about, there are more opportunities in the trust field than there are in the title and escrow industry that are out there. And it's growing exponentially every single day. And it gives you the opportunity, because I truly believe that the one thing we all have in common as notaries is a heart of service. And this is an opportunity for you to be of service, not only to estate planning professionals, but also to the general public. So I want to define estate planning documents versus a full living trust presentation. You guys have been notaries for a while. You've probably notarized a one-off power of attorney, or maybe updating a transfer of deed into a trust. Maybe you've notarized an advanced healthcare directive. Those are one-off documents for estate planning. What I'm talking about is an entire trust package. This package comes bound together normally from the attorney's office directly to their client. And it includes several different documents, usually between 8 and 12 documents, depending on the size of someone's estate. But for average Joes like you and me, probably 8 to 12 documents. It includes a list of assets, or something that's called a Schedule A and a Schedule C, the certification of trust, a pour-over will, your durable general financial power of attorney, a HIPAA document, your advanced healthcare directive, property transfer deeds that actually fund the trust, a funding letter, guardianship documents if you have minor children, and if you have family members with special needs, a special needs trust might also be included in that. So it's very similar to a loan signing package in that it comes put together. Usually attorneys like them to be presented in a binder and given to the signers at their home or wherever they choose to sign their trust. So what we're talking about here are those full trust packages, not one-off estate planning documents. Now, as a trust delivery agent, your role when you are hired by an attorney is to either work with the attorney in their office, or like I said just a moment ago, in the person who's signing the trust in their home or place of business or wherever it's convenient for them to meet. So there's opportunities to work with attorneys, and then also similar to loan signings when you have your mobile service and you go to someone's house. It's really cool because there's generally not a signing service involved. So you arrange the appointment directly. So it allows you to build not only a direct relationship with the estate planning professional, but also with the people in your community who are signing their estate plan. And you present the documents for signature and notarization in the same way that you would a loan signing package. You will also have witnesses that will be available for non-notarized documents. Now, doesn't mean you have to have witnesses that you can call up. I still ask my signers to source their own witnesses, but I do have a few folks on standby just in case they can't find any, because wills are not notarized. They are, in most states, they are usually just witnessed. So that's a component that you would need to add. The documents are then signed and notarized, and you perform your notarial ceremonies, and then they are reorganized to be returned to the attorney if they choose. But most of the time, the documents are kind of just left with the borrower because they're not used right away. They're used after someone passes away. So they're to be kept in a safe spot. What that means for you as a notary, there's no rushing to FedEx to get the package sent for funding the next day, or rushing to get the entire package scanned back and signed off on because you've got to fund before 5 o'clock. With this opportunity, all of that mess and stress goes away. It's another reason I love these appointments. It has significantly reduced the amount of stress in my mobile notary business. But similar to being a loan signing agent, this is something where you can provide your travel service, your mobile service, and you present the documents in the same way that you present loan papers. It is a brief explanation without crossing over into the unauthorized practice of law. And of course, you're going to confirm the identity information of the signers that are present, and witnesses too, if they are present as well. You obviously would perform the notarizations as you would in a loan package. And when it comes to pricing, and I told you I was going to be transparent about this, you can make as much as, and I'm not talking about today's numbers, I'm talking about 2020, 2021 numbers, as much or more for a trust signing as you can with a loan signing, which means this could replace your loan signing business. I live in a city, I live in Dallas, Texas. The going rate in Dallas, Texas for a trust signing is anywhere between $175 and $300. And that holds true in our experience for most major cities around the country. If you are in a more rural area, I think the expectation, it's very fair to say that you could make between $100 and $250 per trust signing. And those are averages, guys. So what's different then about a trust package than being a loan signing agent? Well, the first thing is, and this is the best, there's very little printing. I love it. I haven't bought paper in a year and a half. It's incredible. I'm still working off a box of paper I bought a year and a half ago, and I love it. The attorneys, 9 times out of 10, will send the prepared documents in a leather binder to their clients. You will then meet them at their home or place of business to facilitate the estate signing. You work directly with the signers and the attorneys. The signing service typically is not involved. Signing services for trust deliveries exist, but they are nowhere near as prevalent as signing services for loan signing agents. Here's another cool part. You get paid at the appointment, guys. Right there, they pay you. When I get my packages, I have some attorneys I've partnered with, and they send the packages to me that I bring to the customer. And the check is included in that package for me. That $250 check is right there for me. And I cash it as soon as I am done with the appointment. And the cool part about it too, guys, is all that negotiating you had to do just to try and get a few extra dollars for printing, or because maybe it was 10 miles outside of your normal range, all that goes away. The attorneys have the money to pay for this service. And we have found in our experience with the CNTDAs that currently exist, that there is no haggling over the price. That is cool, because I know if you're like me, we all got pretty tired over the last year and a half of trying to haggle for just a few extra dollars. And I know, because I hear it every day, that $30 signing packages are still floating around out there as if that's supposed to be even worth getting off the sofa for. That doesn't exist in the trust delivery world. So like I said earlier, there's about 8 to 12 documents in a package, and the trust is left with that signer. Again, I can't say it enough. You don't have to run to FedEx. You're not running home to scan. You leave it with the signer. Now, each attorney may have a different process, and that's okay. But once you get used to working with the attorneys you partner with, you will have their process down. Even if they do want the documents scanned back or sent back to them, there is no sense of urgency because you're not trying to meet a funding date here. These documents, again, are not used until someone passes away. Now, I've been talking a lot about how we teach you how to partner with attorneys, but I want to stress here too, and this is important. You guys all, I'm assuming, have an excellent Google business profile already set up. And the cool thing about this niche in the notary world is you not only can market yourself to estate planning professionals, but to the general public as well. Because while an attorney is not required to print out, or to, I should say, excuse me, create trust documents, what is required in every single state is that a notary notarizes these documents. You can, instead of going to an attorney to prepare trust documents, you can go to LegalZoom or Rocket Lawyer and print those documents off. So you will also be able to service the general public. What makes a great trust delivery agent? In my opinion, it's someone that was a great loan signing agent, someone that takes training. All of you guys on this call right now are proving and showing that you are an advocate for advanced training and knowledge in your field. That commitment to elevated long-term client relationships also makes for a great trust delivery agent because there is a lifetime of opportunity with these trust documents. Let's take the lifetime of an estate plan. A new couple gets married. They decide that they want to develop a trust, or they want to get a trust. So they do. They're living in an apartment. They have a little bit of money that they've saved up. They want to protect it in case something happens to them, and that's the grown-up thing to do. So they get their trust paper together. And then about 3 or 4 years later, they decide to buy a house. So they need to update that trust with deeds to put their home in the trust. They're going to need a notary. And then a few years after that, maybe they have a child. They're going to need guardianship documents. Going to need a notary for that. Maybe they have 2 or 3 more. I have 4 kids. I would have had to have updated mine 4 times. And then maybe they move. And they move down the street to a bigger house. So they decide that they want to put that home in their trust. So they have to remove it from one and move it to the other. So there's opportunities all through the life of this loan for life cycle events, marriage, babies, homes, divorce, death, remarriage. All of those things could cause these signers to have to reach back out to you. Another great characteristic for a trust delivery agent is patience and empathy. And that is something I am confident everybody that's listening who is a loan signing agent has learned through managing the stress of those appointments. We've all learned patience and flexibility. And the empathy that goes along with having to understand people's situations and help them through that. Because as notaries, you guys know, we meet people on their best days and we meet people on their worst days. So let me just quickly review who your customers are when you are a trust delivery agent. We've talked about estate planning professionals, but that means estate planning attorneys, probate attorneys, and family law attorneys that all handle trust and estate packages. Legal plan companies that exist across the country, as well as official estate planning companies that exist across the country. Paralegals can prepare these documents, as can some people in states that allow legal document assistance. There's only 5 of them, and it's Arizona, California, North Carolina, Pennsylvania, I think, and Louisiana. I might be wrong on the Pennsylvania, but there's a few states that do allow for legal document assistance. So if you live in one of those states or near one, partnering with legal document assistance would be a huge boon to your trust delivery business. And then, of course, like I said, the general public. is also a customer, because I can't say this enough. You don't need an attorney to create a trust, but you do need a notary in every single state. So where do you find these people? How in the heck are you going to partner with estate planning professionals? Well, the Bar Association in your town is a great place to start. Also, and I bet some of you have gotten these advertisements in your mail. If you haven't, start paying attention. You'll see these that come from local attorneys that have seminars where they talk about the importance of wills and trusts. They might have, or excuse me, estate plans and trusts. They might have a seminar about the difference between what a will is and a trust is, because just because you have a will doesn't mean you don't have to go through probate. You still have to go through a probate if you have a will and not a trust. So they have these seminars that explain all of that because they're passionate about getting this information out to the general public. And they'll either do it in person or maybe even on a Zoom webinar. Networking, which every notary entrepreneur should be doing anyway, but it's a great way to grow your client base as a trust delivery agent through your local chamber of commerce, through paid groups like BNI, the Small Business Association. If you have a SCORE community or a SCORE organization in your community, they offer free resources for businesses all over the country. I love SCORE. And of course, you can find different networking opportunities on the various social calendars that exist, like Eventbrite, Meetup, even LinkedIn. If you go to the search bar on the top left of your LinkedIn page and enter networking meetings or networking events, a list in your area will pop up. I don't know if you knew that or not. So hot tip to take away from today. Another great way to find your ideal customer as a trust delivery agent is through your online presence. LinkedIn. Just like there's all kinds of notary directories and loan directories and realtor directories, there are legal directories, so many of them. But they're a great way to get yourself in front of these attorneys and talk to them about how you can help them grow their business. And of course, your Google business profile, which really should be number one on here, because that's what's going to help you attract the general public when they Google notary near me, because they've printed out a trust package from Rocket Lawyer or LegalZoom, and they need you to notarize it for them. All right, I'm going to give you our secret sauce here. This is what Bill, Laura, and I have developed that has changed notaries' businesses across the country. And we have developed the secret that's going to allow you to go from feeling like just the notary at a closing table to actually partnering with attorneys and estate planning professionals in your community. And we call it mutual prospecting. Now, mutual prospecting, I don't know why that flyer is so fuzzy. I apologize for that. But mutual prospecting is creating a relationship between the notary and the attorney where they host those seminars I was talking about together. You, as the notary, will teach you how to bring clients to that attorney. And believe me when I tell you, when you get a meeting with an attorney and you are able to sit down and say, look, I have ways to bring you clients, they're going to listen to you and they are going to want to hear everything you have to say, because they're taught the law in law school, but they are not taught about how to build a business. They are not taught how to market a business, but you are as a notary, and your skills that you've learned over time as a notary entrepreneur are transferable, and you can actually teach those to attorneys. And I see it every day, these partnerships that are happening and creating a complete change, not only in the notary industry, but in the legal industry as well. Because guess what? When you pop in to visit with an attorney to introduce yourself and your business, they're not used to seeing notaries. They have no idea that an army of educated notaries exist out there that want to partner with them and help them. And when they find out about it, they are over the moon excited. It's not like walking into a title office where the receptionist is going to roll her eyes and go, oh my God, another notary is in here trying to get our business that we don't even have to give right now. It's a new concept for attorneys. So we're shaking up both industries, and it's really, really cool to watch. So I want to just really quickly review everything we talked about today. We talked about how to stand out, how to deepify your relationships with attorneys. We talked about where you can find your customers, where you can find those clients, why these appointments are so lucrative, and then the similarities and differences between loan signings and trust deliveries, as well as what they are, those presentations, and why they deserve your attention right now. So I need you to drop a heck yeah in the chat for me right now if you are interested in more time, more joy, and more income. Because I know I am. I got a heck yeah for that one because I want more time and not be running around. I want more joy, and I certainly want more income. And I know you as entrepreneurs do as well. There we go. Chat's going, heck yeah. So if this is something that interests you, hang tight with me. I got to do this piece of it. I want to talk to you about becoming a certified delivery agent. This is the definition of a certified trust delivery agent. And obviously the website where you can find out more information about it. But I want to tell you what the offering is today. It's a video module-based online program that is completely at your own pace, and you have lifetime access. There's 4 different modules with over 45 videos with audio recordings, as well as PDF lessons, including a trust package for you to download and print out so you can practice your presentation at home. We have a deep focus on the scripts that will keep you from crossing over to the unauthorized practice of law. And again, those practice documents for you to really perfect your skills at presenting a trust and estate plan. We offer specific training, very specific training on how to attract more estate planning professionals through our mutual prospecting portal. I want to tell you about our mutual prospecting portal that is part of this program. We have partnered so far, and there's more coming, but right now we have 2 mutual prospecting partners. And if you'll recall, those are the people that are attorneys that you can get, estate planning professionals you can get together with and help bring them business. One of them only sources their notaries from our CNTDA program. There is no haggling with them on the fee. It's a flat $250 fee, no matter where you live across the country. And they can do trust and estate plans in all, well, I shouldn't say all 50 states, 49 states. Unfortunately, New York does not allow this yet. But they will pay you a $250 signing fee for trust presentations. If you bring them a customer, maybe your book club, you want to talk to your book club or your church group or any association you belong to, or even your family. I've done this with my family. If you bring them to a webinar that they host 2 different times a week, and this person that you bring them to becomes a referral partner and they choose to get their trust done through this company, they're going to pay you a referral fee of $500. You could potentially make up to $750 for a signing. And that's no BS, guys. It happens every single day. We have another mutual prospecting partner, the creator of My Life and Wishes, which attorneys all over the country use it's a military grade bank, if you will, cloud-based bank that is extremely secure, that attorneys give their clients to keep all of their important documents, videos to their family after they're gone, passwords, bank account information. And if you bring him, the owner of My Life and Wish, as a customer, he's going to pay you a $600 referral. Guys, we have notaries right now that are making money off of just referring people because they're so excited by the opportunity. Now, there is an exam that is attached with this program. And we do that because we want to make sure that everyone that has the designation as a certified notary trust delivery agent is well educated. You got to get an 85% or higher to pass and get your digital blockchain verifiable certificate, but you can take it as many times as you need. And you have lifetime access to all those modules. So anytime you need them, you can go back and refresh. We created this program with an attorney, an estate planning attorney advisory team. This isn't stuff we just made up out of nowhere. We had 8 different attorneys, actually 10 different attorneys that helped us create this program. It is absolutely, without question, the most comprehensive training in the company, in the country. And here's why. Because we go well beyond just training you on the documents. We train you how to get the business. Doesn't matter if you could be blindfolded and present the documents to someone for their trust if you don't know how to get the business. And that's what sets this program apart. Bill Soroka, the notary coach, his job in our little partnership of 3 is to reach out to attorneys every single week. And guys, he is talking to 500 attorneys across the country every week to let them know that our directory of certified notary trust delivery agents is out there and ready to partner with them. And they are really getting excited when they hear what could be with that partnership. The attorneys are loving it. And like I said, once you pass your test, we don't just send you a piece of paper. You get a digital certificate that you can put on your Google business profile, on your website, on your email signature line, anywhere you want. It is blockchain verifiable, meaning they can just click on that badge and see that you are a current CNTDA. And that's when you complete the course and pass your exam with an 85 or better. Normally, this program is going to go for 500. Right now, we've got it priced, and this is the reason I'm on this call with you today. We've got it priced for notaries because we know where you are financially after the last 2 years. We've all been suffering, and we know eventually we're going to sell this program for $497, but we're keeping it to meet notaries where they are, to help them at $249. You don't need a code. It's one-time fee, guys. There is no re-registration every year. This is a one-time fee for lifetime access. And if you're not quite sure yet that you're ready to go to this website here and purchase it, maybe you want some more information, I have an incredible offer for you today. This is my free gift to you. I want you to scan this QR code, and it is going to take you to a free download. And this is not one page, guys. This is over 50 pages of trust delivery agent information that you can use to learn more about the opportunity. And you can even use the information that we send you here to implement it in your business. If you are looking, though, for a deeper set of learning, you're interested in that mutual prospecting opportunity, you want to participate in the weekly follow-up calls that we have with both of our mutual prospecting partners, as well as the webinars they do for any referral partners you might bring to them, that's when you want to get into the Certified Notary Trust Delivery Agent training from the other slide. But this guide, you're going to be amazed. Make sure your printer's full because it's lots of information. You're going to be amazed at how much value is packed into this free delivery guide. Okay, whew. I know you guys are tired of hearing me talk. I don't blame you. I'm going to leave this up for just a minute. I want to come off because I want to see your faces. I love seeing everybody's face on a Zoom call. But I would love to answer any questions you have for me, because I know I threw just a ton of information at you. So raise your virtual hand if you have any questions. I am here and fully transparent, ready to ask. Lucretia, I saw your hand up. What's your question for me?
I was like, let me find the virtual hand. Yes. So like I spoke with an attorney a few weeks ago that I know, and I know attorneys can be notaries as well. So how does that affect this business?
Well, here's the cool thing that we're seeing happening. And we launched this program in July. We soft launched it in July of this year. And what we've seen that's happened is a lot of attorneys are like, well, I'm a notary too. And so what we teach you in the program is you validate that. Great. That's awesome. Love that. But wouldn't it be nice if you had professional representation so that instead of having to take time out of your day to drive to someone's house and all the, all the chit chat and things that go along with that, that you can't just go in, sign and leave, you've got to have nice conversation and, it's going to take at least an hour, maybe an hour and a half with all of that, plus driving and everything. Wouldn't you rather spend that hour and a half working on your prospects, which means new clients for them, or your current clients? Let me take that burden off your shoulders and be your professional representation. So we teach you how to deliver that message to them. And not everybody's going to say yes, right? What we are seeing happen is a few of the no's that we had in August and September are now coming back and they're like, wait a minute. I talked to another attorney who's telling me that they've used a notary, and I want to hear more about this now because this really is a new concept for attorneys. They're not used to the idea of other notaries being out there and ready to help and provide professional representation. So it's just a matter of knowing how to talk them through that and connecting the dots for them so they can see the bigger picture.
Okay.
Does that make
And
sense?
yeah, it does. And then thank you for the free information that you provided
Absolutely.
for us. How long is that information available? Is it
100 years.
okay? Thank you.
100 years. Yeah. It's gonna give you a lot of information. And look, if you're somebody that's been doing trusts and estate plans for 25 years or something, you probably don't need this training. Maybe you're interested in the marketing piece of it or something, and you want to dive into that, and that's great. But if you are looking to replace your loan signing income, this is what's going to do it for you. Any other? Oh, we've got something in the chat, and you guys feel free to raise your hand. I know Eileen. Hi, Eileen. How are you? Eileen, you are a CNTDA, aren't you?
Yep, absolutely.
All
Absolutely.
right. So tell us about your experience with the program.
Oh, it's amazing. And I love the training part of it and kind of how it broke everything down. I had done trust and estate planning, but I had never had someone actually really walk me through the steps of what's actually involved. And sometimes they're easy and sometimes they're very, very, very complex. So I had one just last week, a double signing, yay. But it was 18 notarizations for each trust, right? So you're like, whoo, it almost felt like a loan signing. And then I love the marketing tips as well, but it was just really nice to have that extra experience and that knowledge and that helpfulness to understand how to control the table, how to work the table, and how to make things a lot more smoother and not be so nervous, because you never know what you're going to get when you go to a trust and estate planning. Some are from Rocket Lawyer, like you said, and some are very complex, beautiful leather binder like I had just the other day.
Yeah.
So yeah, for me, it's 2 thumbs up. Highly, highly recommend it and love it, and very appreciative of all the information that was in it.
I'm so glad. So do you feel like when I say this can replace your loan signing income, do you feel like that is an accurate statement now that because I know you've had more experience with that one signing, but do you feel like that's an accurate statement?
Yes, absolutely, 100%. And what I have been finding in my marketing is, and I kind of threw a couple things in the chat, is a lot of attorneys don't know about mobile notaries. We think they do, but they don't. So that makes things easier. After hours and weekends. So I did a trust and estate planning last night at 6:30 p.m. at the fire station.
Yep, cool.
So beautiful leather binder when I got there. And, the wife and the child came to the fire station because husband was the fireman.
Nice.
So that was really nice. It's offering those extra things. So we're an extension to their office.
Yep.
And then the big thing, and Bernice has shared with many, is also letting them know we can bring referrals to them. So it's about building that, and they really like that because we are mobile notaries in the field. We can bring clients to them. So that's how I've been approaching it. I've kind of picked a few in my immediate area that I know do a lot and just keep offering value every time I go there, and they just are really enjoying it, the partnership.
That's great. Thank you so much. I didn't realize you were going to be on the call, so I'm glad that you were here to let everybody know that. And we do have a question from Brenda in the chat that says, are we able to notarize estate planning documents via remote online communication? It depends on where you live, Brenda, and it depends on what that attorney is capable or willing to do. And it really is going to depend on what the judge wants to see once they're presented with, or potentially see if they're presented with these documents, if they have to use them. So right now, I would say 99% is all ink signing, right, Eileen? But I do see, and we are working behind the scenes on some IPEN opportunities with different law firms across the country. And so that might be something that, happens in the future. But we're still really at the very beginning stages of Ron. And we're not quite sure how that's going to affect estate planning just yet. But that's a great question. The last thing I did want to say is, and y'all, please feel free to raise your hand if you've got other questions for me. Nothing's off limits. If you're looking for your hand, if it's not on the bottom of your Zoom screen, just click the 3 little dots above the word more, and you'll have a little menu pop up and it'll say raise hand in there. You just click that. I, as a loan signing agent several years ago, I remember thinking to myself, man, because I got tired of hearing no, from different title companies and stuff. And I thought, man, wouldn't it have been cool to be like on the ground floor of being a loan signing agent and like have the opportunity to pioneer that so that I'm not fighting with all of these signing agent or signing services. And I'm not fighting with, a bunch of other notaries, because we all know during the pandemic, there were notaries that got into it just for the quick buck. And we are now still cleaning up that reputation. We all know this. And, wouldn't it have been cool to not have to do that? That's what this is. This is the ground floor opportunity. And while there's over 1,500 people so far across the country that have purchased the program, there's only, as of yesterday, I haven't checked today, I should have checked before I got on. As of yesterday, 764 trust delivery agents that are active across the country. So if you're looking for a ground floor opportunity to build your notary business, this is it. This is absolutely it. And like I said, there's no re-upping your fees and stuff. Like, you don't have to pay us a fee every year. We just want to try and get this out there. Brenda, you have a question for me?
Yes, I'm on a roll here. Hello, everyone.
Hey, that's fine. That's
so
fine.
Thank you. So early on, you mentioned that you had your company in a certain name and then you later changed it because you wanted to gear it towards where you're at in terms of your estate planning as a, I forget the title, I'm sorry.
That was my online business, marketing for notaries. Yeah.
Okay.
So that is, it was called signingagentmarketing.com, the website. I taught the 5-point marketing system there.
Yeah.
I've pivoted because I've realized that 5-point marketing system works for way more than just loan signings. It works for everything, including this.
Yeah.
So I changed it to marketing for notaries to teach the framework of that.
Gotcha. Okay.
Of that marketing. Yeah. My business that I work in my town for trust deliveries and general notary work is called Neitzel Notary. Nothing fancy.
Okay. Well, here's the thing for me, like, as you said, you create niche markets. I am a proctor and I have done over 200, but it's solely for crane operators in the construction industry with major companies. But I want to pair and do this as well because I believe in coming from the ground up and creating jobs and new creations. So as a takeaway for me, I have this dual, we want to say, citizenship going on with this proctoring that's really going well for me. And then here's this. So how might I be able to pivot this and market it too. You know what I mean? You know, like my name of my company is V5, the mobile notary company. But in it, when I do, because they're working on my Google page, in it, I'm doing where I want to present these products and services without confusing the audience. So I was like,
Well,
okay, I'm gonna do DBA, B5, Proctor Solutions. I don't know, you know what I mean? So that's where I'm at.
I think that the name is definitely transferable. I think what's going to set you apart is that digital badge you get with your certification,
Okay.
because it's like it's a live badge. So anybody that clicks on it is going to see. But Brenda, I have to say this. If
Mhm.
you, because my marketing is my specialty in this little trio of me and Bill and Laura, and my brain is just going crazy because you're working
Me
with
too.
train operators. That is a dangerous job. And you have an audience of people that you could refer to our mutual
Yeah.
prospecting person
Oh
and make
yeah.
$500 plus do the signing and
It's
make.
insane. Like, because
You
I'm
could
the only one
really
like
clean up,
that
girl.
took the risk to do it in terms of just gearing at one particular audience. Because I come from a construction management background. So I'm like,
Okay.
why not dibble and dabble in the construction industry?
Yeah,
Because no
do
one
it
is really there.
now. Yeah, stick with
So
what you know. I love it.
yeah, thanks so
Yeah,
much.
when we say you can bring your groups to our mutual prospecting portal, it's literally 2 times a week. It's on a Wednesday. They can
Okay.
go to the online Zoom meeting and learn all about it. They sign, you can show up there with them if you want
Yeah,
to,
absolutely.
because you
Yeah.
have that relationship, but they make the decision and then you just collect the referral fee,
Okay.
and you are the first person that they will reach out to when it comes time for the signing. And you
Yeah.
can either take it or pass it along to another CNTDA. But
Yeah.
you have a potential gold mine sitting in front of you, girl.
I mean, it's insane because I'm like preparing to have other proctors work under me, then I can focus with you. You know what I mean?
Awesome.
Like hire out, outsource them. Because
Yeah,
I
that's
certified my
exciting.
company as a minority vendor. So it's kind of
Good
like,
for you. Good
yeah,
for
so it's
you.
kind of crazy right now. So
Good for
yeah,
you.
thank you so much.
Congratulations on all the
No,
success. Daniel said, go, Brenda, go. I
oh,
agree.
thank you so much. But it's hard. It's really hard. It's hard. Let me just say that. But somebody's got to do
Success does
it.
not come to you when you are sitting on the sofa, Brenda. You know this.
Yeah.
It is hard to be an entrepreneur, whether you're a
Yeah.
notary entrepreneur
Yes.
or
Yes.
financial services. It doesn't matter. It's tough. It's hard
It's a
work.
tough, dirty business, but somebody's got to do it. Thank you so much for having me.
You are welcome. And just to answer your question really quick, I don't think you need to pivot on your name at all. I think it's
Okay.
just a matter of leveraging that digital badge and certificate, because
Okay.
that's what's going to have people go, oh, and get, kind of get their attention, as well
Yeah.
as the prospecting opportunity. So go check out the website.
Oh,
And
I've already signed on with you. So yeah.
oh, cool. Awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome.
Thank you
Love
so
it.
much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Lucretia thought of another question. What you got for us, Lucretia?
Oh, no, it's not a question, it's more of a statement. So I appreciate you saying that about getting in at the ground floor, because
Yeah.
as you were talking about it, and I'm thinking about, being an LSA and I'm new to the field, and I was thinking about like connecting with people and getting the no's, which happens. But as you were talking about the CNDTA, I was looking it up online and, looking for people in this area or just in general that have the credentials, and not that many people have it. And so I appreciate, you talking about this at this point, because I was also thinking like last night, yes, I looked that up. I was just also thinking about, I wanted to get back into, connecting with people, maybe doing some presentations and whatnot, and just to build the business. And this is an excellent way to do that. So thank you.
Thank you for saying that. And I encourage you guys to all go look at Notary.com. I just put the website in the chat. Click on that and you will see everyone that's been certified as a certified notary trust delivery agent. You can search in your town and see what kind of competition that you might have. But I really don't look at it as competition. I look at other notaries that specialize in trust as potential referral partners, because you will eventually get to the point where you have to turn jobs down because you've already got an appointment. And to have a trusted partner is an excellent way for you to serve your client, the attorney, or the general person from the general public calling because they printed something out online without just giving them a no and stopping there. All right. So developing relationships with other notaries in your town is an excellent idea. And I encourage you guys to all go look at Notary. The people that you see on Notary that are called featured, there's like a little featured tab. Those are also notary business builders. And notary business builders will always get the top featured billing because we go even deeper into the training opportunities inside Notary Business Builder, not only for CNTDA, but for every specialty under the notary umbrella. And there's over 700 training videos in there for all different kinds of specialties and mindset calls and things like that. So if you are looking for another notary in your area, Lucretia, or you want to just call somebody and say, hey,
I saw there's only one.
Jen was on talking to me about this. What, is this for real? Like, call them up, to have a conversation with them. I encourage that because when you're at the beginning of your journey, and loan signings are an uphill battle right now if you're at the beginning of your journey. Yeah. They just don't, it's not because, title offices don't want to turn things over. They just don't have the business to give. They have to justify their jobs too, because there's been a lot of upheaval in their industry and people being laid off and things. And so it is when you're at the beginning of your journey, if you haven't been around for a while to establish relationships, it can feel very much like an uphill battle. And this sort of replaces that.
Yeah. Well, I guess I do have one more question as far as like, what are your thoughts? Because I know like people will employ notaries to work in the office and then they handle other administrative tasks as well. So when we are talking to individuals trying to market our business, what are your thoughts on how to handle that?
Meaning if they say, I already have a notary on staff. Well, again, we teach you how to deal with that. And it's basically, again, stacking your value as a mobile notary. The notaries they have on staff aren't going to miss dinner at 6:30 with their family after they've been working all day. Like Eileen was saying when she went to the fire station, they're going to, it gives them an opportunity to have these signings done at different hours. It's providing the convenience to their customer, and attorneys are literally just now figuring out that providing convenience is a way for them to get more business. It's a new concept for them. And so when you kind of present to them and stack your value of why they would partner with you, them providing convenience as something to deliver to their clients it's like you can see the wheels turning in their brain actually when you first talk to them about it. Like, wouldn't it be nice if you didn't have to have everybody and come into your office between the hours of 9 and 5 because you've got surgeons, people that are professionals that work, during those hours and can't get away. Wouldn't it be great if you could send somebody to them at their convenience? And what would that allow you to do to advertise? And what kind of business would that bring you? Because that guy knows right next door, the attorney next door to him, he's forcing everybody to come in between 9 and 5. So, they're looking for ways to build their business. And that's one thing you can do by providing that convenience. You mentioned something else, Lucretia, about education presentations.
Yes.
Getting out there and doing that. A lot of notaries that are CNTDAs are doing that, talking about the basics between a will and a trust, because a lot of people will say, well, I don't need a trust, I have a will. They don't understand the difference. And so with the training that the CNTDA program teaches you, you're fully capable of going into your local chamber of commerce, your Lions Club, your book club, your whatever it is, and giving the presentation yourself and directing them to a local attorney. Yep, Lunch and Learns is great. You could do send them to a local attorney, or you could send them to the mutual prospecting partners that we have. Attorneys across the country, and I don't think I made this clear, but when you develop a deep enough relationship with them and you start bringing them business, they will have no problem paying you a marketing fee. I think I've been I've been incorrect saying referral fee. We should always present it as a marketing fee. And we teach you how to have that conversation as well. You know, attorneys are making, where a like a title office makes a $450 escrow fee, right? Attorneys are making anywhere between, I mean, depending on the estate, to $2,500 to, you know, $10,000 or more on these documents that are all printed out just the same way. Loan signing documents are printed out. It's a software program that they all use the same one, and they get to charge all this money for it. It's why it's lucrative for them, and why a lot of them are interested in it as well. And so $500 plus a, you know, $200, $250 signing fee, it's not that big of a deal. I've yet to have one attorney fire back at me and go, 250? What? So it's just, I expected that because I started as a loan signing agent in 2017. I expected them to be like, and I just said 250 because we were testing it. We were trying to see what it would be, and not one person has balked at it yet. Where do you live, Lucretia?
Indianapolis.
Indianapolis? Okay. Yeah. If you're in a city, you are definitely you will be able to command similar fees or better than old school loan signings, not the $30 junk that they're offering now. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about real stuff, because we teach you how to explain your value in the marketplace to these attorneys.
Right. Thank you.
You're welcome. Does anybody, I know we're a little over the hour. I don't want to keep you guys too late because I know you all have families and most of you are probably East Coasters, but does anybody have any last questions for me? I'm going to actually put my email address in the chat. You guys are welcome to email me anytime if you have a question that pops up later, or, you know, you think of something. I know I threw a lot of information at you today, but I am here to answer any questions you might have. Just reach out to me, Jen at marketingfornotaries.com, and I will be happy to answer any questions that you have. And I don't see anybody else with their hand up, Daniel. So I think I am turning this back over to you, my friend.
Thank you so much. And I don't know about anybody else, but I've heard a lot. When I first started my business way back in 2003, I always went to these type of events just to listen to see if I can get just a little nugget to add an extra $10,000, maybe $20,000 to my bottom line each year. And I've heard so much here tonight. Wouldn't everybody agree? Yes, yes. Yes, I think people say they really like this. Yes, yes. And I want to just reiterate, Jen will be at the National Notary Association's annual conference, and that's May 13th through the 15th. So if you have an opportunity to go to that, definitely go to that. Go up. I'm sure she'll love hearing from you. Say, hey, I heard you at this on the Notary podcast, and I just loved all the information you had. I think she's going to be doing great. And we also snagged her for the Notary Mastermind.
I'm so excited for that. I can't wait. Yeah, if anybody's going to the NNA conference or the Notary Cruise, you better come up and tell me you were on this call so we can chat about it, and let me know where you are in your CNTDA journey, because guys, this could be life-changing. I mean, I've seen it with, well, I mean, Eileen was talking about it too. I know she's seen it on different calls that we host and things that, you know, it is just, it's time for notaries to get the recognition that they deserve and that we deserve. And I think this is the way to do that, by creating these partnerships. Because, you know, Daniel, I know it's happened to you where you were referred to as just the notary, and people, you know, a realtor or a title company or somebody tried to make you feel less than because you were a notary. And it's so nice to be working now in this area with attorneys, and that's not what's happening, that they are really just grateful for the partnership and for us connecting the dots for them so that we can show them how they can build their business, and we get to benefit too. It's a win-win for both.
Their training is a game changer for people that want this full time. So I'm so happy that we are able to, because Jen is so busy. I'm so happy we were able to get her on the podcast. hopefully down the road, we may have her come back and talk some more about some of the other
Anytime.
things she's doing. So I don't want to hold up anybody. Just one last thing. If you like this podcast, you can support it. Or if you have a topic that you want to say, hey, Dan, I want you to bring in a speaker that talks about this, you can just go to a special website we have called buymeacoffee.com. That's buymeacoffee.com/the Notary Podcast. And you can put in, what topic you want. If you have a question that you want to have asked on a podcast, or if you just want me to give a shout out to you, just go to that. Our next live podcast will be Thursday, April the 11th, with a very special guest speaker. I just want to thank Jen so much for taking the time and coming out here and sharing all your knowledge, your years of knowledge with us. Thank you so much again, and I'll see you definitely in Orlando, Jen.
Yes, you will. And thank you so much for having me, Daniel. And anytime you need a podcast guest, I am happy. Just give me a call. This was amazing. And thank you guys so much for hanging out with me tonight and listening. I appreciate it. And I hope I get to meet you all in person someday.
Yeah, we got to have you come out to Indianapolis one day. We may have
I would
to
love
talk
to.
about that. Yeah, that'll be great. All right.
Love it.
Everybody have a great night. We'll see you soon.
Bye, guys. Thank you.
Good night.